Before we start, we have a disclosure, and you have to be aware of the risk in the trading. And trading is not to everyone. And please be careful. Stop the video. Read the disclosure. Uh, Before we start, uh, I'd like to show you what's going on the. If you are new with us, please, if you hold on for a while, especially for those guys that like to turn their $5,000 to $350,000 a month. If you bear with me a few minutes, I will be covering this. And please do not leave, because it is very important for those traders who have $5,000, want to turn it to $100,000 or $300,000 a month. Stick around for a few minutes. Be patient with me, and I will catch up with you within a few minutes. Let's see what's happening today before we start. If you are new, we are sharing our signal, and it is at your own risk. We are not uh, responsible for your trade, but what we are doing, we are sharing our screen with you, and we are sharing our signals with you. What you're looking at here is a market analyzer. It's giving you the entry signal, new signal right here on the first column. And then we've given you the direction of the market. This one here, if you are logged in and you are very late, you can come in and take those numbers as long as at your own risk. On the pullback re-entry, those are the numbers you need to re-enter. This is here is your entry price, signal entry price. And then we have the target. The target is right there in front of you in the blue color. And this is telling us how many ticks from the signal, not for all day long. Again, it's not for all day long. It's based from the last entry signal, like what you're looking at the ES right now. And then the total of the ticks is 996 ticks based on one contract on the market analyzer. We are using on the automated to trade two contracts, but on the market analyzer is based on one contract only and based on 1 minute. There are the entry signals. Everything in here is based on 1 minute, folks. And it is based on one contract size, one. So right now on this market analyzer, we have 989 ticks based on the last entry signal. And now we hit the 100 ticks. And this is live right in front of you. On the right corner here, we have the market analyzer for the Forex. Also, it is on 1 minute. And we are using a mini account, is 10,000. And the total of the pips, 189 pips. On that section here, what we have is from the scalper. And this is where the scalpers got for today. What time I start the auto trade? I start whenever I wake up in the morning, early morning, to trade the DAX. Sometimes I wake up around 4 o'clock Eastern time, sometimes 6 o'clock, sometimes 7 o'clock, and sometimes 8 o'clock. It depends if I'm in the mood to get up early or not. But usually I start my day around 5:30, 6 o'clock morning Eastern time to catch up with the DAX. So right now we already hit the target on the ES 700 based on this one here. The market analyzer comes with 3 different automated trade. It's coming with a full automated ATM strategy and an ATM. So right now we are doing very fine on those. Also, let's look at the YM. We are already above 1,000 on the YM. The target on the YM is 24,963. And the last one here you see is coming from the swing trading. On the swing trading, the best chart for today on the swing trading, it was the DAX, and it is beautiful trade. As you see, I started around 6 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, and it was one trade only, and it was beautiful. The others did well, but this one was beautiful. On the just like catch up with you on the DAX. That's why nothing can get me out of bed except the DAX, honestly. And you can see on the 150 takes, one small trade here, and then it's finished. Nothing here, just two trades. The same story all over the place, but I don't want to waste my time on the DAX. We have a lot more important. On the 288 takes, nailed on one trade, 6,582. It was a very nice, actually, run this morning. All of them did very well. Even for the guys are not trading the DAX. Don't worry at all. There we go. Here is your NASDAQ 1 minute. One trade early this morning, 1550. Again, I mean, it's not just one time frame. When the market is moving, the market is moving. When the market is not moving, welcome to trading. Nothing we can do. And here it is your 150 takes. 1, 2, 3 trade on the NASDAQ. And here is your NASDAQ on 100. And for the ones follow me on the 1 minute DAX, I'm sorry, I forgot to show you that. For me, I don't jump around with the time frame. I use 1 minute, and I always try to show my 1 minute before we start every morning. I'm happy with the 1 minute. I know the others made 7,000 and 6,000, but I'm very happy with the 1 minute, and I'm staying on the 1 minute. And this one in NASDAQ, a little turbulence, but nailed earlier this morning, done over 1235. So those are the main things, whether the ones have money, you have the NASDAQ. I mean, the ones don't have money have a NASDAQ, and the one that have money, you have the DAX. So let me get this one out of the way. So those are the swing trading, and the swing trading is in here. Now, what I want to really cover is last week in August, the first couple of weeks in August, and we said once around middle August, the market is going to start picking up. Last week, the same system last week, the whole week on the market analyzer was not above 250 average. And the reason is because of the low volume, and we have covered a lot, many years we have covered that this is going to happen every year. Next year, July, August, when you eat your Thanksgiving, when you eat your best meal for the year, you gotta call it up for the trading. Now, doing those area here when the kids are out of school, summer holidays from the schools, winter holidays from the school, July, August, when everybody is on holiday, and around the Christmas, it's the same story. And this is where we get the most calls for support to come and look at their system. So for those guys, no matter what we say, you have to be aware what's going on. They kind of brush it off. Some of them don't. So that's why today, before we start going and cover the market, I want to target those traders that like to turn their $5,000 to $100,000 and $200,000. So today I'm gonna sit down head to head with those guys. When we try to say to those guys here, You gotta be careful with the trading. And I don't blame those guys because they are turning around to different channel, and the other guy is telling the opposite direction, or the other story, different story than the reality. So that's why I put those here, those three chart, and I used a three chart, and I'm using our auto trade. We're not using anybody else auto trade, and I'm using a Renko bar as our Renko bar, nobody's Renko bar. So the reason I put it in July, because this is where the market start diving in. And then you try to hold this guy hand and telling him, be careful, but he's still receiving the opposite message from somewhere else. So if we are looking at this one here is a CLES and a NASDAQ. This is the most popular instruments. If we look at those numbers here, I made them big so you can see those numbers, which has been misleading a lot of traders, those numbers right there. So if you have $5,000, yes, you can trade the CL, you can trade the NASDAQ, and you can trade the ES, and and sit tight, hoping nothing is gonna go wrong. Yes, if we are looking at this picture, yes, you can within $5,000, I can turn the CL on $163,000 from July, and we are just 40 days. Yes, and you receive a lot of emails telling you how they can turn your $5,000 to $100,000 in 1 month if you send him $9.95. And then when we're trying to sit, and believe me or not, it is such a headache to come in on the live web every day, front of everybody, live, and sit down and try to explain the price action. And that's why it driven us crazy. And that's why I decided to go public, to reveal some of the stuff where has traders been misled. So when we are trying to talk to 400 members that you need to fast your seat belt on July and August, and then another guy turn around, sit in the corner all day long, have 100 charts open, and then at the end of the day, after the fact, out of 100 chart, he have 5-6 chart made it for today, and then he's gonna come and wave with it. And that trader is getting confused with a guy trying to hold him down, not to live trade, doing a hard time, and another guy tell him to jump out of the window. So that trader is not his fault receiving different two signals. It's not his fault, no. But this is part of the internet we are facing right now. So today, and especially most of the traders, when I sit down here and I say, I trade the one DAX 1 minute. I like the one DAX 1 minute. And of course, I have another DAX on 288 ticks is made 6,500. It made six times more than my time frame. Should I jump tomorrow on the 288? No, I'm not. You can. I'm not. The reason is not because I got stability on the 1 minute, or I got stability on the 3 minutes. This is not a 3 minutes. This is not 1 minute. This is a 3 minutes. Let me try to find the 1 minute. Here is the 1 minute. This is my favorite chart to trade, is 1,550. The other charts made seven times more. But I'm not going to be jumping from one to the other, because this is not the right way to do it, because the other one made more. Could be another trader using a different time frame today, and he made it. That's good for him. I'm happy for him. But I like stability in the market. This is where when we were trying to hold down to those guys and telling them not to jump out of a window in July and August and around Christmas, I get this guy to calm down a little bit and be patient, learn, and then he turn around in the morning and say, how come the other auto trade from the other fellow is killing it in July? And why you're telling me in July I cannot make money and the other guy is killing it? Well, today, if that's what you want to hear, that song, we can sing that song for you. Or if you want to get down to the reality, let me show you some of the tricks before you go ahead and jump out of a window. First of all, the reason we stopped using a Renko bar 3-4 years ago, because they move. What does that mean, they move? Watch this one here, folks. Watch this one, why they move. And that's why I made those stacks big. We have those on the scalpers, but I never showed you that on the scalper. If you notice here on the CL, and this is where the greed, when you are trying to explain everything, the trader's teeth are shining and looking at those numbers. He's not listening. He's not. He's just looking at those numbers. Oh, man, that's the way to go. So if we notice here, we made on the, and I ran it. I ran this Renko for a couple of 3 hours to prove my point. Now, if it's saying we made today $880 on that one here, okay? Watch this, and I'll show you what does that mean, Renko move. Just a reload, just a reload. We have not touched anything on those instruments. Just a reload. Wait. Because I have all the way to July on that. It's going to take a little time. Wait on that, please. It's gonna take time because I'm using the YouTube. I have the NT8, I have the NT7, I have a million charts. So wait a few seconds. It's gonna load. It's loading. There we go. Go back to this video. Before we reload that chart on a Renko bar, it was $880. All of a sudden, it became $2,480. Why? Renko move. Watch this. Any guy tell you I have a Renko bar, do not move, full of crap. Because every Renko bar out there moves. Every Renko bar move. NinjaTrader is in minute. It's not in some kind of, it's in minute. So now we have covered our butt from 880 to 2,480 on a Renko bar because it moved. On top of that, you will never find a losing trade. You will never find a losing trade. So when I'm trying to sit down here on a YouTube, going live, trying to put common sense to those traders, here is a guy waiting on me till I check out and then turn around and say, look, oh, we took that trade here, 57.14. We took 3 trade here. We made 1,000. And then the auto trade took it to the trade here and make another 2,000. Yeah, that's right. And watch this one here, the 164,000 going in the air. Look at this. Before we do that, let it disappear, the 164. Let's look at the performance, because this is where most of the guys like to see performance. You want performance? I'm going to make you fly. Hold on. How much you want the performance? Hold on. Let it open. I don't know, where is it? Here it is. Here's your performance, sir, the one you're asking. You'd like me to send it in a black and white, color, or a 3-dimension? I can do that for you. Let's see this performance. Let's put it on a currency. $372, $1,000 on that one. Beautiful, right? Profit factor 254. Let's look at the graphic. It looked like one horny man in a dense naked bar. This is your graphic on your Renko bar. Okay. So now let me put you back to the seat and let me put you back to reality. $374,000 performance. We have $2,080, and there is not even one losing trade. There is not even one losing trade. Look at this. This is your Renko bar. Those, the ones they hide behind. And this is where traders are expecting from the auto trade, because they've seen that. They have seen a guy come in and telling him, I can make you your $5,000. And he showed that creepy numbers here, and I can play with those numbers all day long. I can show you right now, I can make it $300,000. I can make it any number here because it's in the past. I can manipulate those numbers here. I can do just a small trick on this one here. Targets, I can make it, let's say 10, and I can make the other one 15, and I can make the other one 25. Now I can make those numbers really good. Yeah. And I can play with it until the numbers line up. Now I can get it up to 200,000. I don't like that 200,000. I can get it up to 250 by just playing with the stop loss. And then this poor guy, when we trying to put common sense in his head, he turn around. You see, on July, a guy made $163,000 on a CL, and he's not going to comprehend. And the problem is he's going to come back to me and tell me, you're the guy, don't know how to trade. I have a guy. There we go. There we go. So now let's do another test on this auto trade. Let's put it on 1 minute. So now we were daydreaming, buying the nicest car, buying the nicest house, buying the nicest. Now we're going to review, because this auto trade is not optimized. This is straight out of the box. I have not optimized it. Okay. Since July the 1st until now, we made 5,390. This is before slippage commission. And today we are in a shithole for 1,770. So for those guys, we trying to bust our ass here and trying to put common sense. You want to daydream, go right ahead, daydream. But this is not reality, Renko. Renko are good for reversal, as we covered. You think this one is, and this is our auto trade. I'm not using anybody's auto trade, but it's the same story. ES, $57,000 from July. Yeah, right. Let's look the reality on that. This is before slippage, before commission. Good luck with that. So if you calculate the slippage and you calculate the commission, I think you're smart enough to figure out what happened here. Let's go on the Renko bar. This is your this is your NASDAQ from July, made $358,000 since July. Yeah, on the Renko bar. There is not even hardly any losing trades in here. If we right click, we can get those numbers up. Look at this. Now it's 2,300. No, I can get it up. We can get those numbers changed. It's gonna load. Wait. So that's why, folks, you're not gonna find this guy or any other guy promising you $100,000 is gonna be on the YouTube showing you every day performance. He can do that after the fact. He can manipulate the numbers, but he cannot come out and put out all the instruments on the one time frame and run it day and night on the 1 minute, because the 1 minute reveal the true identity of an indicator. And a lot of dogs has been unleashed on me with this information, and I don't care. I say it the way it is, and whoever believe it, believe it. Whoever don't believe it, he don't believe it. That's his problem. So it's gonna take time because the minute is gonna be calculating. It's 120 days. You got to be patient a little bit. I'll put it on the side to load, and then we look what's going on today in this market. If you are trading the YM, you have the target at 4963, and you have a support line at 4983. Let's look at the ES, where we are on the ES. If we notice, guys, on the ES, the target has hit. The target has hit long time ago. And this is a 1 minute chart. And it hit one time, two times, three times, flirting with the same number. This is your target. A day in and a day out, we are using 1 minute, and we are putting all the instruments to the public to see in action what's going on. And we've been showing losing trades, winning trades last week. On the system here, we couldn't get no more than 250 ticks in the total, and everybody have seen that last week because of the low volume. If you go back to the video for 5 minutes, we had a profit for today, 2,000, yeah? And now we have reload the chart. It's showing 9,220 on the ranker bar profit. It's the same chart, the same setting. And this is where a guy look at the greed. Those numbers, I can play with them all day long, and I can get them up to 500,000 in 1 month. I can play with that. And then at the end of the day, I can come and sit down and shoot you with it. Let's look. From July, we made 365 that on the ranker bar. Let's look at the 1 minute, telling me what's going on that. Oh boy, you are in a shithole for 6,565. Revealing this information today, a lot of dogs that are going to be unleashed on me with a fake mail, and they're going to be attacking me publicly. And I'm doing this for the safety of the trader. And it is up to you guys to do whatever you like. It's your money after all. If those information we have revealed today is going to keep you in a denial, if you still have money in your account, you want to trade ranker bar, and you want to wait after the fact, maybe if you take your money to Las Vegas, at least you have a free drink, before you blow your money away. So let's go back here. And the Nasdaq is already closed position. Yes, of course. That personal message that was sent to me. Yes, somebody's butt is gonna hurt. Yes. So right now, at the moment on the ES, if you are thinking to take a trade on an ES, you got to think it twice if you want to auto trade the ES right now, or you want to turn on your auto trade. It's too late for any trades. The reason is you never take a trade in the middle of the trend. Never do that. If you miss a trend, leave it alone, and then we try to see. You can reverse the market, or you can wait till the next signal come out. But do not jump on a trade. It's too late. I hate those I think in 87 is much easier. I cannot get it. Now I got it. So right now, there is nothing holding the ES, and the ES target is 280525. And this is reality. It's not Renko bar. Nothing has happened. The target was earlier at 0750, but nothing has happened to the ES. The ES is between those two yellow lines. Those two yellow lines telling you there is no more short trade. It's very straightforward in the system. Uh, uh, right front of you. You can go back for 2, 3 months. It's every day the same story. Those two yellow lines, you find them here and you find them on the top. Once this market entered those two yellow lines, is a very straightforward. This means you need to hold your brakes. You should not take any more short trades on the ES. And for an advanced trader, you can also on all our auto trade for an advanced trader, not for the guy cannot do that. You can, if I'm auto trading the ES, whether you are scalping or swing trading, I can say you take the long trade only from now on, because being involved in the auto trade or directing the auto trade is not gonna uh, um, have an impact on us in any matter. So if I'm swing trading right now, do I let the auto trade take more short trades? No. Maybe the ES is gonna drop another 5 points. How would I know? But the system is telling me, the math is telling me, this is your border, buddy. And and I'll learn to respect this business, because year after year you keep burning your finger, then you start respecting this business. There is nothing called money free in this business. You have to earn it. So even if you are auto trading, you have to be watching this market carefully. So right now it's telling me that ES here, this is my limit, buddy. And anything below those numbers is not my game. So I don't mind to direct this auto trade to the long trade only and save myself a problem, or saving myself a losing trade costing me $200 a day. So this is right now, we are looking at the ES. Most of you trade the ES, CL, NASDAQ, Dow Jones. The NASDAQ, too bad, is closed position. After it hit the target, I wasn't paying attention to it. It closed earlier. But we still on those trades as we expected. As we told you on the YM, we have a double support area here, 249.84. And the market is hanging in there at our lines. And the day after day, you find out those lines are very respectable line. You have to respect it either way. And then we have the target is been calculated for us by 951. So right now we have a base on the last signal entry. We have 1,307. The ES based on the last entry. This is a 1 minute, not Renko bar. Again, this is 1 minute. Every day we use 1 minute. Not tomorrow Renko bar, and the day after line of break, we use 1 minute every day. On the scalper, either 150 ticks or 1 minute. So the ES is 53 ticks based from the last signal entry. NASDAQ 301, YM 118, 30-year Treasury bond, 6 ticks. Wow. Russell 164, CL 116 ticks. Gold 25 ticks. DAX 500 ticks. 11 on the 6E, and South on the silver. So here is the things is we have to understand about this market. Those auto trades, scalpers, price action, and the swing trading, You cannot optimize. You can replay the market on the weekend to learn, but we took this optimization. The Renko bar, the ones I showed you, we have 13 auto trade, over 400 members. None of those guys are using the auto trade has to be optimized. None of them. Zero. I have a few German guys that purchased the system on the institutional 5 years ago. They use it on the DAX. They have different kind of game in the market than you and I. They are very, very, very professional traders. I don't know how they use it. Those guys have been using it, and they couldn't even. They don't not need an update. That they're using an older version. But for the rest of the group, none of them is optimizing. None of them is turning on any of those auto trades because they failed. They know that. So those systems here are not. You cannot. You just turn them on and off. And the only thing is you have to keep your eye on the 3-4 lines if you want to get involved with the trading and take your trade to a different level. Then you need to keep your eye on the 4 different lines. That's it. And those lines are plotted there for you automatically. You don't have to do anything for it. And that way you can learn the way how's the market moving. It is very important to learn how the market moving. You don't fly with a pilot know how to switch an autopilot on and off, and that's all. You go and fly and you put your family on an airplane. A guy can switch the autopilot, and if the shit hit the fan, he knows how to take over. And the same story here. You're not a trader if you just know how to turn the auto trade. No, you're not a trader, and you don't call yourself a trader. A trader should know how the market is moving, have to understand if this market sideways today, there's a chop in the market. This is a trader. So this is reality, folks. So right now we are problem here on the line at 49.88. And the market got stuck between those lines. So we are watching very closely on the YM if it's going to hit the target. Let's go back on the ES. Most of you trade the ES. And we can see once this market hit your target, I mean, I extend my target to see what will happen today. But once the market hit the target, there is nothing has happened in this business here. Right here, we had over $1,000, and now it's going back up, and it will be going up to the first trend and stop here, testing those numbers. Either it's going to be rejected or it's gonna break it. It is right now we climb into those areas here. So if you are with an ATM strategy, you can decide if you want to pull back, if you know there is a pullback, or if you want to close your position, you can close your position and call it off for today. But right now, the ES is climbing to those area here. Those trailing stops are fibs, and they can be projected from, most likely the ES is going to be projected from those numbers here. Because the trailing stop one is a floor and fibs, is a minor floor and fibs. And this number 2, it is the second major line. And this is the last stop on the ES for a short trade is right there, the last stop. If the ES cross those numbers here, that means we are looking for a long trade. We're no longer looking for short trades anymore. So this is a very important for the trader to understand what's going on in the market, whether you are auto trading or you are manual trading. So now keep your eye on those area here. The first defense line we have is 2812. And this is where we have a big numbers of traders that wait on those area to take a trade. They wait on those area to take a trade. Because those area here most likely, and if you look at the previous video every day, live in front of you, you will find the market always retrace to those area here. Always. 8 out of 10 they're going to be rejected from those areas. So this is a very good prediction where this market is going to project. And this is where it is actually beautiful area also to re-enter the market. And they are extremely, extremely profitable. I cannot say every time you're going to be taking those trades is going to make money. No, sir. But I can tell you that your percentage on your trade is going to be much, much, much higher than when you are manual trading. It's going to be tripled than what you are doing right now on your own. So because this area here, it will be projected. So let's look at the YM. It's the same story, folks. It's the same story right there. It's right there, the same story. So right now we are in a very key point right there. This is a very, very important key. NASDAQ, the same story. For the reversal, we have covered the Renko bars are the best things for reversals. And maybe I will show you. I did on a Friday show you how anyone out there, some of the tricks how you can reverse the market. The reason I'm talking about the reversal, because on those two yellow lines here, when we draw those lines for you, we're telling you you need to start pushing the brakes. 5 minutes ago, I told you that once we are coming into this area, that means there is no more short trade anymore. You need to push your brake. In conjunction with this one here, I'm just for the advanced trader. If you have the Renko bar or the range sitting on the side of that, this is an indication where is going to be the market reverse, and then we can pinpoint the entry signal from the Renko bar or from the range where you should have entered the market on a reversal. And now, as we always do, we always try to predict the market, not telling you what happened in the past. What happened in the past, it happened in the past. Any guy can see that. Don't need a light bulb to do that. But what we need to try to predict what's going on in here. 5 minutes, and I'll be right back. Thank you. Responding on some of the messages I received right now. One gentleman said he purchased a Renko bar and he promised him that his Renko bar do not move. Everything move. Any Renko bar moves. Don't fool yourself, sir. And I'm going to pull up another chart. I'm going to be covering the reversals right now. Another one, the range. Hold on. You know, I'm with one screen. I cannot use a lot, but I'm gonna show you something about the range. It's the same story, sir, for this person talking about Renko bar and range. If you notice on my range, I did not show you that, okay? But let me show you this one. This is the swing trading. If you look on the top, it says full range. I don't know if you can see it, but it says full range. And I'm gonna show you another range bar is 5. This one here early this morning nailed 2000 on the range. And this one here on the 5 range made 1700. And if you want to, you can take anything you want on the NASDAQ. This is a range on the NASDAQ. I didn't show that earlier. I don't want to sit down and cover every chart. I don't feel like it. This is 1220. This is another range. $1,000 on the Russell. As long as you are using a normal range, sir, you're doing very fine. Once you're trying to optimize range no gap, you are on the same problem as Renko, imaginary number. And the same story apply for if you want to tweak the normal ticks. That's why I'm not using, if you notice on the on my DAX and everything, I'm not tweaking the 1 minute. Before I used to use the Hakinachi, but now I'm not using the Hakinachi. I want to show the true minute. And this is the 1 minute. And on all of them, the 3 minutes DAX, I'm not tweaking the 1 minute. And this is the 1 minute NASDAQ. I'm not tweaking the 1 minute. And this is the one DAX, 1 minute. This is straight 1 minute DAX. So to answer your question about NASDAQ, no gap and all this, once there is some play on it, there's no longer you can optimize it properly and it is fake number. And you can also tweak the ticks on that matter. What we are using is straight ticks, nothing play with the ticks. Nothing, not Hakinachi, nothing. Straightforward ticks. And this is the way it has to be to read the true number when you're trying to optimize. This is your true ticks. This is your true ticks. 6,500 today. This is a real ticks. And this is a real ticks. And the CL, here is your CL. Just closed actually 3 minutes right there. If you want to optimize, you have to use the 1 minute. Our system, you don't have to optimize. But if you have a system needs to be optimized and you want to read the numbers right, it has to be true ticks. It has to be true minutes. It has to be a true range in order for you to read the market. And the others is just made. If you want to sit in the corner all day long trying to show off with a couple of charts made it and tweaking it and put line breaks, rank bars, that's a different story. But if for you as a trader, you want to get in touch with the little reality, you have to go and optimize on the true ticks or the true range or the true minute. anything beside those time frame, good luck. And that's why it is a very rare you see anyone can come out in the public, lay all the instruments, not hiding behind one chart, and let's rock. Put it for those traders to see your 1 minute. Put it on all the instruments and let them see the results themselves. That's all what I can say. I want to cover today. There is not much. We are already hit. We are already 1,470 ticks into the profit based on the last signal, not all day long. This is 14 ticks based on the last entry signal, gentlemen. But you know what? I want to cover a little bit about the I want to cover a little bit about reversals, and I want to take advantage of it because today we've been teaching for many days and many weeks how when the market gets between those two yellow lines, which most of the time the party is over between those two yellow lines, that means there is no more short trades. Okay. So today I want to show you, and I think it was the Friday before, I have covered the basic how to look into the reversal, even with some of instruments you have in your hand, practically every traders have. And then I showed that Friday the Renko bar, how they are very good for reversal, and I use them heavily for reversal or to give me indication how to when the market is turning around. Being a trader, getting catch a trend, this is very nice. But also it is very nice for an advanced trader to know where is this trend is going to be over, because the market has bottomed up. I do not buy and I do not believe in a double top, double bottom. This has never got through my head. I never believe in oversold, overbought. The reason for that, supply demand is very simple. I mean, if the CL is at 60 level and there is no buyers, is irrelevant, oversold, overbought. And then they come out with this sleazy things that is measuring the buyers, the sellers. We do have it. It's right there. It's telling me, and this one here in conjunction with the 6 different high time frame, So I can measure immediately the sellers are way over the buyers on all way, retailers, institutional, and it's telling me when there is an orders coming in, start blinking for me, telling me there is heavy orders coming in. So for me, this is enough information for me. And you see it's blinking here. There is more sellers coming in. This is enough information telling me they are pushing this market down further. Do I need to? What about this guy? He put just a second, guys.
Jeg skal lige hjælpe igen, okay?
Hvorfor?
Jeg skal lige ordne noget.
Okay.
Kig på noget, okay?
Hvad du, Cooper?
Jeg ved det ikke, jeg skal kigge. Det er noget med mormor skal også en ny mobil og sådan noget, så jeg ikke går ud.
Oh yeah, okay. All right.
I love you.
Love you. All right. So this is enough information for me to for me to understand what's going on. So I know this market is running out of steam, but it is a very nice ride to the downside, is fair enough. But now I need to find a turning point to close open position. for an advanced trader, it's not just one direction, it's both of direction. Now, trading with the trend since early 90s, late 80s, this is the trick I have learned that identify trend pullback re-entry, and it's been with me since then. And of course, when I was getting advice, for the ones don't know my background, the last job I did within not those job, but the last back then I was working also freelancer worldwide, but the last permanent job I had, it was with Eastern Airlines out of Florida, and it was my last paychecks I ever remember I received from a normal job. It was with Eastern Airlines back then, and working for Lorenzo and moving Eastern airplanes to Continental. And I used to have a German girlfriend, and she was the love of my life. And she flat refused to move back to Europe. And I don't care. I'm a double culture. I grew up in the state, but I also enjoy my coffee in a cafe. So I quit my job, packed sold my home in Dallas with a swimming pool for $65,000 back then, and broke up with my girlfriend, hop in on an airplane, go to Switzerland, and start from the bottom trading. And then when I got there, those older guys tried to give me advice about trading, and I was very arrogant. I said, "Who the hell is he? This stupid ass trying to give me um, lecture how to trade. I'm much smarter, much more educated, much more advanced trader than him." Then 5 years ago, I tracked all those older guys, flew back to Geneva, and I paid and I arranged it. And then I met with those guys one by one. And then I said, "Tell me what you told me 5 years ago." And I wrote down everything. So it cost me much more for back then. So now when I see you guys don't want to listen and brush me off, that's what I have done many years ago. The first things when we were trading the big ES, this is the way I learned how to trade. Not even the colors on the chart. This is the way we learned. And it is with a live trade, the big ES, not the mini ES. It was no mini ES back then. This is, it doesn't want to go away. This is how I learned right there. And back then we were using an e-signal, and I stayed on the e-signal for many, many years. And the reason I came to NinjaTrader, I bought the system and I kept looking at it for 3 months. Back then it was NinjaTrader 6. Every time I open the back then number 6, and I said, "Man, this is ugly." And then I go back and close it and go back to e-signal. I kept looking at NinjaTrader for 3 months before I was able to open a chart. But this is the way we learned how to trade with no colors. Until today, if I'm in trouble, I open a chart like this and I use the fibs on it, main fibs, and then I can determine what's going on in this market. Until today, privately, I look at this one here. During those years, of course, every trader get developed different ways. Trading with the trend, it is very, very, very advanced. Identify trend pullback entry on the fibs, if they are working fibs, for that matter, they are extremely good. Now, this is a different story because if you want to draw the lines on the fibs, until now, they cannot figure it out. You go on one line, he draw it from one place, the other guy draw it from another place, and they hammer each other and they embarrass each other on the net. So that's why I don't want any guy anymore doing those. I don't want any more guys draw lines. I want the lines to be there for him and not him figure out anything. I don't want any guy optimizing anymore because he's gonna mess it up. I don't want any guy make a decision anymore. I put the signal for him because I know from my experience for those last few years, no matter what you tell this guy, if you leave him alone, turn around, he's gonna fall on his head. So the best way to draw everything for him and the practice. This is if we wanted to trade with the trend. The money is not in the trend, actually. The money is in the reversal. During those times when we were teaching reversals and we had our room open to everyone, whether you are a member or not, you're very welcome to come to our room until somebody's butt was hurting and then we had to leave it. We couldn't have a stranger anymore in the room. And we were the only one, we had our room open for free. We never charged $1 for many years. We never charged $1 for our room. And we didn't get anything out of it. So during those years when we were teaching how to reverse the market, I love reversal. And they are, before the Renko bars came in, I liked the range bar. The range bars are very good, and the Renko bars are the best for a trading reversal. So when I have situation on the 1 minute is coming to dead end, I know the market is over on the ES. Now those poor guys that want to come in and try to trade the ES, the party is over from now till 12 o'clock. You're not going to get anything out of that one. It's finished. So it's done. Whoever in that trade, he's happy, and the one who's coming right now, he's going to get his fingers hurt. So this is one of the rules that before the Renko bar came out, we used to depends a lot on the range, because on the range, when we were trying to teach how to trade a reversal, this is a very laughable one. I was laughing, and then another guy came out behind us and said, that's not true. There is no money in the reversal. And he traded with the trend. He was trying to poke us with that. And he said it exactly this way. He said, if I took a trade on the CL and I lose $300, I love my daughter so much. I swear to God, this is the way he said it. I don't know what his daughter has to do with trading. And he goes around the block, the house, and he take his girl with him and come back and trade and take another trade with the CL and probably lose another 300. He said this is a myth about trade and reversal. And I couldn't believe my ears hearing a guy training traders saying there is no money in the reversal. I couldn't believe it. I'm going to show you some of the tricks on a range bar or on a Renko bar. It is amazing how much you can make in the reversal. Sadly, we have done so much on NinjaTrader 7 nonstop. We have developed for over 10 years on NinjaTrader 7. It is amazing worldwide. Anything you want, you will find here. But before we do that, I'm going to show you what we have done to those guys. You have a reversal, two different type of reversal, and I'm going to be using the ATM today, and I'm going to show you some of those tricks on the reversals that we have done on those auto trades. And it is a lot of work, actually, we have done on it. So when you put an ATM, I think I do have an ATM somewhere on the 7. I missed the 7, actually. Let me see. Oh, okay, there is one here. So we're gonna leave this one here. And I try to use the numbers on ATM so I will not get confused. This one called 111. So we're gonna go close this one here. We're gonna go on the strategy, and then we are going to activate the reversal ATM. And before I start going through all this, I don't want to teach how things work, but what I want to do, I want to show you some of the things what you can do with the reversals. And in the same time, I'm going to show you, I mean, even if you don't have the system, I will show you how you can reverse the market, because there is a lot of money in the reversal. In the older days, we used to have a lot of V shapes in the chart, and now is no longer. We see that because of the internet has smoothed out the prices a lot. But I'm gonna, on any auto trade, we say show indicator or hide indicator. And here I'm gonna put 48, and look at this one here. True. And then this is one of the partial reversal we are trying to do on this one here, and we're gonna dark it out a little bit so you can stick out and show you there is a lot of money in the reversal if you want to put your head in it. Or even if you want to auto trade it, it is very, very good. Uh, Actually, it's safer to auto trade reversals. The reason is majority people don't know, new traders don't know if the market is a chop today. Don't know if the market is slow. Don't know. I mean, they just turn on the auto trade. That guy, you ask him the end of the day, how many ticks the ES moved. He don't know. Was it a plus or minus? I don't know. He just know the auto trade made 200 or lost 200. That's it. He don't know anything. Then you say how you are trading without knowing if the ES was up or down. I didn't pay attention, Sam. I will look. Hold on. You know. Yeah. So most of those guys, if you ask him how many ticks the ES moved today, they have no clue. Absolutely no clue. So we can use a Renko bar or we can use a range bar. Those are not repaint entry. Those are not repaint. Now, if we want to look at the Renko bar, I'm showing you the range. Now, if we put if you have a range bar and you have any kind of indicator with a band, any kind of band you have, they are free everywhere. Now we can see which ones they are out of the band. And those the only one you can take. The ones are out of the band. This is the whole basic it is. Now, if we wanted to use a Renko bar, because the ES does not move like the CL, so we're going to put it on 3-1. And then I'll show you the CL. Now, we have a better picture on those, the ES. And it's not about I wanted to. I like to show you that there is a lot of money in the reversal without getting caught in the chop market. Because for the guy getting caught in the chop market, don't know how to read it. This is also a different alternative. You can learn. Don't go live, because reversals require a little practice. So if we notice on the ES, we have an entry because it's right out of the band right here at 1150. This one can take you all the way down to the 0.3. Close position, open position, exit position. This one here, no trade because it's inside the band. If we notice here, for especially those guys that get into the chop, all those trades here, they become irrelevant because they are inside the band. If you're not an advanced trader, I don't want to cover it because there is another wave with the mid band, but I don't want to cover that. I want to keep it basic. So this is one of the things I'm trying to show you, that it can be done if you don't know, or even if you want to auto trade and you don't know about the chop market. This is really something. Those numbers here, they do not repaint. They do not repaint. So this is one of the things you can do. Let me show you another instruments, and it will be the same story, and much better stories actually. And now, because it's a CL, I want to use a 6-2 Renko bar on the CL, and you can always doing the session. Always, you can find a trade. Always, folks, you can find a trade. Always, you can find a trade when you are trading. You would just have to be patient. When the market is out of the band, when the market is out of the band, you take that trade. When the market is out of the band, you take the trade, and dismiss the small trades, dismiss them. Now, once in a while, once every couple of 3 weeks, you're going to see, if the market like today was a trend, then you're going to see some really nasty area here. But this is going to happen a couple of weeks, every couple of 3 weeks. It's not going to be happening every day. And especially around the small time, like when the kids are out of school, holidays, Christmas, summer, the reversals are your best friend, not your trend. Your trend is your best friend, they say. Yeah, but everybody is trading with the trend, but the reversal require um, a little work on your behalf. And then what we can do on the auto trade here, we can do all kind of stuff, because I have covered those on a Friday, but I'm just walking through right there with them. Now we can say, take him all the way out of the band. Okay. Another things also, we can use the small trigger line. What is the small trigger line? This is a very important, actually, this is basic on the, not the old traders know that trick, but the new traders don't know that. On the small trigger lines, when the market, the small Y is not showing, when the small trigger line is out of the band and going back, colliding with the band, this is a beautiful entry. And let me see why it's not showing here. Oh, I didn't activate it. There we go. Those are the small trigger line. If you notice, when the market on the small trigger line gets out of the band and diving into the band, this is an entry. You don't need a genius or to pay a guy to teach you price action. This is an entry. And this is a damn beautiful entry from 68.34 to 68.87. This is another one right there. There is always, and those now today is an exception. This is a beautiful entry right there. Look at it. This is another beautiful entry. So what I'm saying is, for somebody is trying to get somewhere in that business, try to be realistic with your, try to do your work, and leave the Renko bar alone if you want to trade with the trend, and use the Renko bar or the range bar. The range bars are very good to trade with the trend. Don't get me wrong. The ticks are extremely well. But for me personally, I want to see minute, because minute can identify trend. Now we have the CL closed on the 1 minute. It made 3,300. Yes, it is good. Let me look at these numbers. Where's the CL took the last trade? 66.48. This is a market order closed at 64.78. I like what I'm looking at. And the most important things on the auto trade, I want to look at not just the numbers. What I want to look at is here, because if you have an auto trade, dive into this one here, that it is a very, very hard to get out of it. And this one potentially, when we have a straight line, this is potentially a blow up account if you are auto trading and not paying attention. So I want to know how that auto trade survived on a hard time. I don't care about the number as much as I care about when the market is sideways, what this auto trade is doing. And of course, we can always hide those on a ranker bar. We can always hide those on a ranker bar. That's why when we try to put common sense to this guy, telling him don't trade in June and in July or August, be careful how to trade. Look at the market, and then he say, turn around and he said, how come the other guy auto trade is making 10,000 today? Well, because he's using a ranker bar very soon, or he have him pre-made because he only come out at night. He don't come out at daytime and show you what he's doing. So, folks, that's all what we have for today. I hope it was um, um, educational enough. We will see you tomorrow, and God bless you all, and see you another day. Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow. I will try my best to be online tomorrow. Bye for now.